Good afternoon. It's Karen Richardson here. And I just wanted to jump on today. I just feel there's this message that's got to come out from my heart to you guys. And, I've put, let's get high. I think we are. Hi, Angelica. Hi, Kelly. Wow. Hi, guys. So let's dig in, because what I really want to talk to you about is the amazing divine being that you are, and that you are so worthy of abundance. You are worthy of money. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of all the beautiful things that life has to offer. And so often, hang on, my little puppy is just wanting to leave the room, so I'm just letting her out. And so often we deny ourselves these things. We seem to believe that for whatever reason that we're not deserving of everything that's wonderful in our lives. And obviously money is the big one, isn't it? We kind of put these big money blocks in front of us because at some level we've been told that it's not right to be rich, or we shouldn't have lots and lots of money, or wherever that's come from, whether it's society, or maybe it's something you grew up with, because obviously a lot of us with our grandparents, they grew up in very austere times, didn't they, where they didn't have much. So it was all about living this frugal lifestyle. But the truth is, we are deserving of this. We are abundant beings, and it's our natural birthright. We naturally should be owning this. But we have this kind of fear that lives inside of us that stops us from stepping out and stepping into our divineness, our divine being. This is who we naturally are. And the more and more I understand this, the more and more I try and live my life from a viewpoint of love, basically, and just opening my heart to every single situation that confronts me, even the negative ones. And although they can hit you in the heart, sometimes you get a comment and it hits you in the heart. I mentioned this the other day. I'm now at a place where I just try and open my heart up and say, okay, what is this telling me, and how can I just let go of this now? And the way you let go is to kind of just observe it and let it pass through, rather than jumping in, getting involved in the fight, in your head. Because actually, it's this where everything gets all wound up. Have you noticed we have voices in our heads? And I said this to my husband, and he was like, I don't have voices in my head. And I'm like, no, you do. It's your thinking voices, isn't it? You have a voice that gives you a narrative as you go through your life. You can be walking down the street and you can go, oh, look, there's a butterfly on the floor there. That's pretty, isn't it? Oh, it looks like it might rain. And you're not saying this all out loud. It's a narrative that goes on. And then you'll have another voice that comes in that says, oh, I just passed my friend in the street there and they didn't say hello to me. I wonder what's going on. Maybe they've got an issue with me. What have I done? What have I done? And then this fear voice suddenly kicks in with all this rubbish. Maybe they just didn't see you. But the point is, with every situation where we have worry or fear, it's this voice in our heads. And then I'm reading the book The Untethered Soul at the moment. It very distinctly talks about this voice in your head. It's like an unwanted lodger, it's like a lodger. It's almost as if it's not you, but it is you, because the narrative and the that it's giving you on your life is so skewed towards fear. Whether this has come from, our upbringing, from society, whatever it is, that we've kind of got this fear perspective on virtually everything. So if you've got something come up where money's concerned, and all of a sudden it spirals. I've got this bill come through. How am I going to pay this bill? Oh my God. Well, what if something else happens? What if my boiler blows up? How am I going to replace my boiler? And what if my car goes? How am I going to replace my car? Oh my God, how am I going to make all this money? Where's it all going to come from? And my life's just going to fall apart. And then I'm going to end up homeless, and the kids will have nothing to eat. And, that was probably major exaggeration, but we have this lodger in our head which won't shut up half the time. Now, the key to actually overcoming that voice is, firstly, be aware that it's there. Are you aware about this voice? Are you aware that you've got this constant narrative going on in your head? Now, the thing is, we're not necessarily going to be always able to shut it up, okay? Because sometimes the more we try and suppress it and resist it, it fights back. Yeah, have you tried that at nighttime in particular? Do you know what I'm talking about? At nighttime, this voice is crazy in your head, right? And the more we try and push it away and push it down, you know what? That actually causes deeper issues inside of us. So we've got to acknowledge it. It exists. Fear is a thing, okay? Fear is a thing. And actually, by trying to avoid fear, where, you know, and I did a little live about this the other day, but actually, if we're trying to avoid fear, we're going to try and avoid everything that stimulates fear as well. So ultimately, you can end up being afraid of anything that might trigger that fear response inside of you. So you can end up avoiding life, essentially. You can end up avoiding things you might even enjoy because you're scared it's going to trigger this fear inside of you. And it's all because of what is going on up in your head. So instead of avoiding it, instead of pushing it down, instead of resisting it, we kind of have to float above it almost. And we kind of have to move behind it. So everything that goes on actually is in your frontal lobe. I don't know if you know that. And I don't know if you notice, it does seem to be always at the front, okay? When that voice is going, it's always at the front. If you try and shift your consciousness so that you're kind of behind it and you're kind of just looking at it and going, oh, right, you know? Because you've got your conscious voice, which is saying, no, that's not true. No, that's not true. No, that's not true. Oh my God, you know, then it gets more and more worried because the other voice is going, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Right. But actually, if you don't try and argue with it, shift to the back, right? At the front, right? Even physiologically, I haven't been drinking either. Physiologically, everything that goes on in your body is at the front, right? All your eyes are at the front, you know, your face is at the front, your heart is at the front, you know, your a lot of your organs are towards the front of your body. And actually at the back of your body, there's not a lot going on. You've got the kidneys and they're kind of doing their thing. But it's a very peaceful energy. Even if you just sit back now, okay, sit back wherever you are and imagine your energy kind of moving backwards, okay? So it's like you're being pulled backwards. Imagine that energy moving backwards and the same in your head. Imagine you now sitting behind where this chat is going on. And it's like, if you imagine your skull is this cave and you're sat at the back of the cave and you're just looking out and now you're the observer. Okay, so you're now the aware observer as to what's going on. But what you'll notice is there's this kind of peace and everything falls quiet. And this is how we start to let go. So we can observe what's going on and we can acknowledge that there is a pain in our heart and that a fear has actually brought this to our attention. But what we can do now is we can actually realize, where I am right now, right in this moment, I am safe, I am peaceful, and just move your energy back. Just always think of sitting behind, you know, all the drama and move your energy back and imagine all the energy. Just notice the back of the chair against your back. You know, if you've got a headrest, notice that and imagine you're sat at the back of the cave of your skull, just looking out and watching and observing. And notice how the fear kind of falls away. Okay, and this is how we navigate it. We just move through it. And if you're like, I still go, you know, you never actually get over it. It's something you just have to train yourself to observe it from a more, you know, enlightened view, I suppose. You observe it from the back. And you'll notice that actually a lot of it is just drama in your head. A lot of it is completely untrue. A lot of it, you don't know. You don't know. you just don't know, you know. But in this moment, you're safe and you are looked after. So that is how we navigate the fear drama that's going on in our head. But we want to elevate past that, don't we? And I think a lot of people, because they live in this position of fear, they're constantly compromising, the person they should be becoming, because we do all have our divine purposes, and we do all have these unique gifts to bring to the world and a greatness inside of us. But if we're hiding behind the fear, we're constantly compromising who we are and who we are supposed to be becoming, because we're fearful of what will people think of us. Supposing someone says something horrible to me, well, supposing someone does, actually, supposing they do, that's coming from them, their perspective, their world. It's actually nothing to do with you, or even if it's aimed at you, it's nothing to do with you. That is their paradigm that they're reflecting onto you. So if they're saying something to you, it's because it's something that's going on with them, not with you. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. And the other thing is, when you start to raise up and you start coming from this place of love, you're beginning to negate the fear, right? You're beginning to navigate that and beginning to understand it more for what it is. And you're beginning to understand how you can, observe it and see it for what it really is. Then you can start to raise your vibration, and then you can start to say, actually, do you know what? It's safe for me to be me. It's safe for me to open my heart. It's safe for me to love. And then when you're at that point of love, then you get peace and joy and all that amazing things, all those amazing things, those beautiful things that come with it. And you know what? With more love, you get more money, you get more abundance, you get more beautiful things happen in your life. It's the most incredible thing that happens, because when you're coming from love, you're always acting from your highest integrity. And now everything you do moving forward is coming from that energetic place. So you don't compromise anymore, right? You're not compromising who you are. You're not compromising your true self anymore. I highly recommend, by the way, the book, The Untethered Soul. If you're in that position where you are being held back by fear, do pick it up. It's a great read. I'm really reading it slowly. I'm contemplating it. I'm literally picking it up, reading a couple of pages, putting it down and really letting it absorb. And from my point of view, I think this is the best way we should absorb information anyway, where we're kind of on this entrepreneurial thing where we should read 50 books a year, and we should, make sure we retain all that information. But the truth is, what if you read 2 books a year, if they're life-changing, right? And you take them in and you actually act upon them, and you absorb that information and it changes your life. That's much more important than the 50 books, I can tell you. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about getting high. And I'm not talking about marijuana, not that I have anything against marijuana, or altered states or anything like that, but I'm just talking about the natural highs that we gain from getting into this point of love and joy, right? Most of our lives we go through, and this is where you need to tune into your energy, right? This is where the intuitive part comes in. And even in your business, in your work, if you're noticing that something's draining your energy, you really need to take a look at that and say, do I need this? Do I need this in my life? Do I need it in my job? Is it something I actually have to do? Quite often the answer is no, you don't need to. I've used the example of Instagram. I keep seeing lots about Instagram and I keep thinking, I should be on Instagram, but I actually find it draining, because you have to be on Instagram a lot, and that for me is just like energy suck. So actually, who needs Instagram? I don't need Instagram. I got you guys on Facebook and you're awesome. But the point is, when you tune into these things, it really changes your life. And the other thing is, notice what fills you with energy, okay? Notice what fills you up. Dancing, singing, being with friends, it might be your business, whatever it is, what fills you up? What part of your business fills you up? What part of marketing fills you up? That's where you need to be putting your energies, right? Half the time we ignore the feel side. Yeah, we can get on board with, okay, I can lose some of the drains and say, yeah, I enjoy dancing. Yeah, I enjoy singing. Are you doing enough of it? You need to be doing more of that stuff, right? So look at what you love doing and do more of it. That gets you into that natural high, right? That natural high. And then, do you know what? Things just start happening when you are operating from that higher vibration. You start getting synchronicities, really incredible things happening in your life, and even small things, because you start to notice more as well, the good stuff, but the small stuff, and often the small stuff is as impactful as the big. Okay. But we want to be operating from a place of love, a place of, just giving, of openness, of integrity, of peace. That's where we want to be operating from. And this is why we're world changers, right? Because it starts with us, right? Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. It starts with you. Okay. And when you start to open your heart, guess what happens? It becomes infectious, and other people start to think, wow, there's been quite a shift in that person. Then they're going to want to know how you've done it. And you know what? You're going to tell them. You're going to want to tell them. You're going to want to share it. You're going to want to share the love. And you really want, because this is how we're going to shift as humanity. This is how we're going to shift as mankind, one at a time. And please just open your heart. Every situation, look at it with love. Every challenge, look at it with love. If it's draining you, does this need to be in my life? Maybe not. Drop it. It's fine. Am I doing enough of what I love? Probably not. Start doing more. Okay. And it doesn't have to be connected with your business. Just getting in that vibrational high state from dancing around your kitchen is going to impact far more outwards. Because when you start doing your posts on Facebook or your lives or however you communicate outwards, with emails or whatever it is, it's going to come from a high vibrational state, and people will feel that, and they get they get kind of addicted to it, and they want to know you more because they can feel your genuine demeanor, they can feel your integrity, they can feel your love, and it is infectious. And spread that shit everywhere, guys. That's what you want to be doing. And that's why I hopped on here today. I didn't even really know I was going to be doing a live, but I just wanted to really spread that feeling.